Hey everyone, welcome to Strikers Lanes in Sunrise, Florida. We have for you a ball review. We're going to take a look at the new DV8 Heckler. The DV8 Heckler is an asymmetric solid ball. It's going to be near the top of the line, but not at the very top. And the reason is because of the core numbers. So we'll talk about that. The RG is 2.50, the differential is 0.051. But the interesting thing is the intermediate differential on this ball is only 0.010. So it's kind of on the medium-low end of asymmetric balls, which means you're not going to get that super awkward hockey stick that sometimes some people don't like because it is a little too strong and the ball burns a little energy out too much. You're going to get more of a stronger symmetric kind of motion in an asymmetric ball. The other thing that's interesting about this ball, obviously they took some of the technology they've been using in the past, DV8 for the two-hander bowlers, and putting little grooves where you can dunk your fingers in and not ruin the core, and kind of opens up a little more powerful drilling options. So I'm not a two-hander, I use my thumb, so we'll see what it does for me. You can see I laid this ball out with the pin under my fingers. I actually laid this out exactly the same as my track criterion that I've been throwing a lot and really like. I put the mass bias underneath the thumb directly. So I should get a pretty strong sweeping hook out of this thing, but I haven't thrown it yet, so I really don't know. You're going to see the first shots I throw as I throw them, and we'll talk about them as we go. So let's get onto lanes and see what she does. All right, here we go. First shot with the DV8 Heckler. Like I said, I haven't thrown this ball yet. I have no idea what it's going to do. Just based on the core numbers and how I've laid it out, it should be a decent amount of length and a very strong, rolly back end with a decent sized sweeping hook. That's my prediction. I did not lay this ball out as strong as I could have. So we'll see if that makes any kind of a difference. So I'm just going to put my foot on the big dot, board 20. Throw it somewhere between the second and third arrow, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, well, that hit pretty cool. Got the 10 out. Might have to move a little bit for the 7. But so I think most of my initial impressions were correct. It read the lane. It didn't hook super early because I put the pin under the fingers, so the drill angle is bigger, and the back end had a decent amount of shape because I stacked the mass bias underneath the thumb. All right, let's do another one. I'm not going to move. I'm going to try to throw it in the same place. Also, I don't throw a lot of pin down bowling balls. I've just kind of been getting back into it, so I'm learning a little bit as we go also. Ooh. I bet I can move a board right from that. Yeah, I think I can. I'm going to do that. I like the control. I can see why two-handers would like this a lot because it gives them a ball that'll grab the lane with some surface. And is going to shape because it's asymmetric, but it's not going to roll out for them because it's not a super strong intermediate differential. It's almost like a really strong symmetrical ball the way it's designed. So, all right, let's move a board right. Yeah, that's really good. That's a lot of control. Fresh patterns. If you want to play right on fresh patterns, this looks really good for that. Right, I can tell you that right now. At least with this layout. If you drill it stronger, I don't know, but it's pretty good like this. If you're not looking for the biggest hook monster in the world, because that's not what this ball is. It's not super strong. It's not weak by any means, and it's above medium. I'd say it's in that like 7.5 out of 10 range as far as hook potential. Like, it's not the big end, top end ball, but it's definitely more than a medium ball, that's for sure. All right, let's do that again. Same place, I hope. Yeah, you see, it's just that one board move. Everybody's always talking about how you should move zones and, you know, move 5 and 3 or 6 and 3. Like, I just moved one board right. I kept my target the same. Just moved one board right just to get it to just read the dry a pinch earlier. Because it was already close to the pocket. I left that 7-pin and then the 2-pin. So it was already catching the head pin. Just needed it to face up a little earlier. And that's what that one board move did. So, all right, let's throw one more shot there and then we'll start experimenting and putting it to the test. Oh, I missed left on that. All right, that's what you want to see when you make a mistake. A ball that will help you in the oil by reading it enough where missing into the oil isn't going to 2-8-10. All right. Okay, so I've had enough of playing there. Let's move in. Now I'm going back to the left, so I already know it's not really going to hook enough on this fresh pattern, so I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. So I'm going to go 6 left with my feet. That'll put my feet on 25. I'm going to move my target in about, let's call it 3 boards. Yeah, with that layout, it's going to take a little bit of a hand position change to get that to corner to kick the 10s out, to kick the corners out, for sure. So let's try that. I mean, I probably could just move like 2 and 1 back to the right, and that'll probably work, but I'll do that after. Now, I want to just try tricking it a little bit. See what I can do just to get that to fall. So standing in the same place, looking in the same place. I'm going to throw it a little slower, and I'm going to kind of flick it out of my hands a little more instead of lifting up with my fingers. Lifting up with your fingers is generally a bad idea, but if I can get around it a little, that might work. Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's just too far left for that. Definitely, this is definitely a play right ball if you're going to drill a pin down. Absolutely. Because you can see that the core just doesn't want to get there. If you have a stronger rev rate than me, oh, by all means, play left. But I don't think you need to. I think you can play right and have a really good time with this ball. So I'm going to move, did I say 2 and 1? I feel like I need to move 3 and 2. So I'm going to move 3 and 2 back to the right. I'm still going to keep my speed a little slower and not lift. Gonna kind of let the ball roll off my fingers instead of making my fingers lift the ball. Read? Yep, big difference. Big difference. Oh, hey, what do you know? If you put your feet in the right place, the ball's a better chance of striking. Learned something today, guys. We learned something today. So, just as a comparison, while I re-rack this, I want to do a comparison, and this isn't really a comparison. It's more of a, do these 2 balls complement each other? So I have here one of my favorite bowling balls from the last year. It's the DV8 Troublemaker Pearl. This ball has bailed me out more times than I can count when I have to move left. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ball and go back to where I just was, where it didn't hook enough. I'm going to try to throw it the same way and see if this ball actually gets back from there. Because if it does, now you've got 2 balls that complement each other really well. All right. Ooh. Yeah, look at that. So, if you're not somebody that wants a big high-end early reading hooking ball, and you need 2 balls that kind of complement each other well, you still want balls that hook. Heckler, Troublemaker, Pearl, 1-2 punch. Absolutely. You use that Heckler when you play right, and then when you take that big jump left when the lanes start to dry up, Troublemaker, Pearl. So let's do Troublemaker, Pearl one more time from around the same spot. All right, still a bunch of oil there. Definitely still a bunch of oil there. I probably threw that ball a little too hard. But you can absolutely see there's oil here right now. There's absolutely oil on the lanes. All right, we'll do one more with that ball. See if I can throw it a little better. I'll do a better job of managing my speed. Not something I've always been particularly good at, and I do tend to throw the ball harder. But we'll do our best. Just like you guys, I'm still learning things even after all these years. There we go. That should do it. Yep. Just don't overthrow it, Jeff. Don't overthrow it. Don't overthrow it, folks. Overthrow bad. Speed control good. So, like I said, this wasn't really a comparison. This was more of a test of do these two balls complement each other? And I think, from what you guys can see, I think the answer is overwhelmingly yes. So let's go back to the Heckler. I'm gonna move back to the right. So this is gonna be 3 to the right of where I just was with the Troublemaker Pearl. So back to the Heckler. Got it in the oil a bit. Caught it, read it really well. Yeah, definitely two balls that will work well together. Two completely different shapes. And that's something else you really need to pay attention to when you're building an arsenal. You don't just want different hook potentials, you want different shapes. You want balls to hook at different times, earlier and later. You want one to be round, one to be flippy. That's how you get the most versatility in your arsenal, and it lets you bowl better on more conditions. All right, so one more. Hopefully we make it a good one. Oh, we missed right. That was not a good one. Yeah, we are not ending the video on that garbage shot. Not happening. I think that's maybe the third time I've done that. I say I'm going to wrap it up, and then I throw a bad shot like that. Third time in a video I've done recently. It's like in league. Fill balls are not my specialty. Strike 6 in the 10th frame every time. Okay, so now this is the real fill ball, guys. This is the real fill ball. I won't tell anyone if you don't. It'll be our secret. All right, better shot. Yeah, that should be better. Yeah. Okay. DV8 Heckler, let's do our wrap up. So that's my review of the DV8 Heckler. If you've got any questions for me, please drop them in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And hopefully we have some more good reviews coming for you. So stay tuned, and we will see you next time.